So right here next to me, we have Tsele Mothebe, a photographer that is based right here in Maseru, Lesotho. He is absolutely amazing in the work that he has released. So Tsele, welcome to the show. Welcome to the revolution.
Hi, it's good to be here.
It's absolutely an honor to have you here. So tell us, if someone was to meet you for the very first time, how would you describe your background in terms of you being a photographer?
Okay, my background in me being a photographer. Well, I think my background in being a photographer, I think I didn't even know it would come this far. You know when you're in high school and you just like taking pictures of things, and you have a fairly decent camera. There's a digital camera in the house somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you take interest in visual arts, and you just make the decision. You know what? This is what I'm going to do. So this is what I'm going to do with my life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a filmmaker.
Yeah.
So I went to, after high school, I finished high school, went to Lipkokwing, did TV and film production for 3 years, and because of how quickly I'd grasp most of the concepts of my photography modules and the like, I realized more than writing, more than the music part, more than, I enjoyed the camera work more than more than the editing and everything else. Yeah. So around after school, I got a job somewhere in town, and after a while, a good friend of mine, Kamo, came to me and suggested we just start something of our own.
Wow.
And I was the one taking pictures, and I would put these pictures on my Instagram, and I gained quite a following at the time. I deleted that account. But,
why would you delete that account?
It was personal.
Okay, it's fine.
Yes, and yeah, so because of that, because I was the photos guy and he was the video guy, yeah, I sort of just fell into that role and ran with it, and here we are.
Fast forward, here we are.
Yeah.
And speaking of childhood memories, what were some of your best childhood memories as you were growing up? Especially those childhood memories that inspired you to be a photographer, the photographer that you are today.
Okay, yeah. I think photography has always been a big part of my life because I have a lot of pictures. I have so many pictures of myself as a kid. Basically, I have pictures of myself at every single stage of my life. Simply because growing up, there would be these times where yeah, and there was this guy in Maputo. He's still there. I just don't know if he's still taking pictures. Abditebo. Yeah, and he would just come take pictures of you, and it's something that happens. You don't know why, but just randomly WhatsApp to photo, so you get used to it. And I remember when I started high school, I just saw some guy taking, there was these inter-school sports tournaments, and I saw a guy with a camera taking pictures, and I could feel that I needed a picture, Yeah, so keep a guy photo. You get a picture. I still have that picture somewhere,
lying around.
Yeah, and I've just always been drawn to someone taking pictures. I I want you to take a picture of me. Now I take pictures of people. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love how the minute when we started talking about your childhood memories, your eyes started to beam right out there.
I heard that one coming.
Yeah. That's so amazing. And I think what are some of the things amongst, all the memories that you've been through in every single stage of your life? Is there a certain memory that inspires you until today to keep on going, to keep on being the best photographer that you can be?
In my childhood.
Or just even, it can even be a recent memory, maybe something that even happened a month ago or even yesterday.
Okay, I think most of the things that happen to me that inspire me the most, I don't know if I was just an ignorant child. I don't have anything that necessarily inspired me during childhood. Well, I had your normal childhood inspirations, your superheroes, and I don't particularly have a memory of an event that actually happened that I would say inspired me.
Okay.
Most of the things that have been inspiring me have been occurring now, like since Tsele Mothebe.
Give us an example.
Well, most of the things that inspire me, especially career-wise, is when I see people in my line of work, doing things I didn't think are even possible. Especially here, before.
It's interesting that you say especially here.
Yeah, because not a lot goes on here.
That's true. And we'll get a bit into that.
Yeah. So meeting some of the people who are doing what I do here and pulling off corporate jobs, getting booked outside the country, and I'm like, okay, so we really do stand a chance.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. But we just need to, I don't know, to broaden our horizons a bit more and, work a little bit harder and get ourselves out there, because initially you come in, just filling in the template of what a photographer is here and how they end up.
That's true.
Yeah, so once you see someone break the template and, then you get inspired.
Yeah. Limits are endless. That's right. So the next question will be based on challenges. Let's take it back to before we were hit by the pandemic.
Okay.
Can you give us like a brief summary of what kind of challenges were you experiencing as a photographer right here in Lesotho?
Okay. Even before the pandemic, our biggest challenge was the economy more than anything else. And then the perception of our people.
That's interesting.
When you bring in a new dimension to the art.
How do you feel people perceive you guys?
You guys, Leona, I don't know, you need to be specific now.
Okay, how do you feel people perceive photographers here at home?
Okay, yeah. I think we we came up seeing photographers as, the same way you see your gardener, the guy someone you pay, they do a job, they get out of your hair, Yeah, and then we came in with trends, We started taking pictures of events and making people now attend events more so that they can be seen there. And, I know for one, I started doing that for free. I just carry my camera around, and then give event organizers pictures of the events for free. And people would flock to my page. They would flock to the event pages. They would, you know.
And ask who took this picture.
Yeah.
How can I contact them?
Yeah, and then we started getting jobs, and we were bringing in new trends, things that we saw in social media. We were aspiring to be like international photographers that we saw on Instagram, and it was costing us money, you know, because we have to buy equipment and do things in order to produce the quality we do.
Yeah.
But then that doesn't click very quickly to the mind of the normal Mosotho, you know. They don't understand that the lenses you use cost money, you know. They just understand that since you take pictures and they want a certain picture, you know,
and as long as they look good,
it's a picture. Ke batla photo e tjena, you know, ke batla o blur background, you know, and now you need like a lens with a really high aperture, and it's expensive, you know, but they don't understand why you are expensive or why you charge what you charge, you know. So yeah, the economy combined with the perspective of the people towards us was that combination just created a really big challenge in trying to justify why we charge what we charge, and it was hindering our growth so much. We were becoming well known, but we don't have the money to show for it.
As Tsele, how would you change the narrative so that you can make the public understand that these are the measures that we have to go through in order to give you the picture that you want?
Whew, that's a difficult one, because it means educating the people, and in order for you to educate someone, they would need to want to be educated.
That's true.
Yes, and we all know we're a nation that is not very big on education. I don't know if it's because we already lack the education infrastructure, or it's just because we were not into education. So that the only way to do that would be to educate people, and I don't know how we'd reel people in to come to us and understand why we do things the way we do them. But I think it would be about finding something that people like, and then giving it to them, and creating a situation whereby they come to get what they want, but they leave having been educated. Probably if you say, guys, there's a workshop for a week, AME hall, free lunch, you know,
available.
Yeah.
People will flock. People will come through.
Yeah.
Because of the free food too.
Then you educate them.
Do you think that would be a perfect opportunity for you to be a positive role model, but still be within the industry that you're in?
I think one thing about me is that I don't live my life aspiring to be anyone's role model. Firstly, because I feel like the whole concept of a role model somehow misleads the people who find you as the role model, because they pick out your best parts, and you know, and I feel like people become so hard on themselves. Like their pressure to succeed and to be like you is just so much. And that's something I think we should be teaching people to be more of themselves and adapt more to the specific situations than trying to be like someone else, whether good or bad, you know.
Okay.
Because some people's situations force them to be bad, some people's situations allow them to be good. I won't say force them to be good. Yeah, but I believe deep down in every one of us, no one wants to fail, and no one wants to be a villain, and people have their own specific set of circumstances that make them who they are, and dealing with those while trying to be someone else, I think it's just too much pressure to have on one human mind. Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm about to get up close and personal. Who in your family would you want to portray yourself as someone that they can maybe look up to, if not look up to, or someone that they can be inspired by?
Okay. Like I said, this the same way I said, it's really pressuring to deal with your own growth while trying to grow into someone else. I think it's an equal burden, to be trying to be someone that's going to inspire someone else, okay, who's supposed to be themselves. I have one niece and two nephews. Well, I think I'd love them to be proud to to point to me as their uncle,
But don't they?
I wouldn't know. They're also young.
They're still very young too.
Yes.
Okay. Would you like them to?
Yeah, that's what I want. Just for them to be proud to say that's our uncle. That's a member of my family. That's
Yes.
Yeah. That's someone I share a name with.
Yeah.
But for me to go out of my way to inspire them, I feel like that's a bit of a burden. I think that's why I don't even have kids of my own yet, because I feel like, oh, wow, like not now.
The responsibilities.
That's I'm trying to get myself. I'm trying to get on my own feet.
Right.
As it is. Yeah. So I feel like I'm not that strong. I feel like they should just be themselves, and that's what I'll tell them if they ever come to me for advice. Just do what you think is right, and
You know what's actually funny about having or being an inspirational figure? You actually don't decide that you will be an inspirational figure. It's the people around you that do the decision for you. So what would you do if you meet someone, or just someone that's younger than you and comes up to you and they tell you that, listen, your work gives me hope, or just seeing you every day gives me the hope to actually move on and try to pursue my photography aspirations, then how do you think you'd react to that? How do you think you would it be something that would help you to move on? Would it be something that would help you to reach greater heights in being a photographer?
Yeah. I think with my type of personality, I probably run the risk of shattering someone's dreams, because
don't be that guy.
I think I'm that guy, because I'm just going to be like, hey man, here's the thing, you see the work that inspires you see the work that gives you hope, but I would just like you to know that it's a journey. You start somewhere, and it doesn't look very pretty that side. There's no one. There are no phone calls that side. Hey, we wanna feature you in a newspaper. Hey, you're alone that side. And there's no attention, nothing. It's just you and the dream. Yeah. So I think everyone should just know that.
Okay.
That there's a side you pass through first where it's not very pretty, and
that's
then
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's how I think I'm gonna break a few dreams because
I actually don't think you'd be breaking dreams. I think you'd actually be planting dreams, but realistically.
yeah.
You know? Okay. Speaking of being alone and the fact that it's just you and the dream, how would you describe your workflow or the way that you work in the context of today's pandemic?
All right. Okay. Even aside from the pandemic, everyone's already dealing with so much, especially if you're a one-man band and you have a social life. You have your spiritual life, like taking care of your own peace
True.
of mind and
Right,
everything.
right.
You know, your finances, you're already so multifaceted as a person, and now you have this other entity that you need to groom up and mold into something
Right.
worth, I don't know, worth people coming to you and buying your service or whatever it is you're selling. And the word workflow just makes it sound so smooth and easy, like you just do it, and it's not. Like, your head is all over the place all of the time. There are days when your phone just doesn't stop ringing, and but I think it just needs a little bit of time management and I won't say meditation, though it works for some people, but just find something that brings you back into a space where you're able to look at everything and get everything done on time.
Okay.
Which is not always possible. You have to sacrifice a lot of things. You just can't have it all. You'll cancel dates with your friends and just so you can do something on time. And sometimes jobs come in the morning and you thought you were free that day, you made plans, you cancel them.
Everything just turns around.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't think, apart from having probably employees, then I don't think there's really a way for you to just sit down and look at your career just
Right,
work
unfold,
itself
yeah.
like
Yeah.
an oiled machine.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Okay. Tell us, do you think, as a photographer, right, do you have enough platforms, or do you think there are enough platforms in Lesotho to help you become the best photographer that you can be? Because Ule Tsele, as an individual too, right, you've got your own aspirations, your own dreams, and your own goals, right? And you want to be the best possible person that you can be in order to get there, right? But you need support to get there. You understand what I'm saying? Do you think that here in our country there are enough platforms that can actually help you to become that? But if there aren't, how would you change the game?
Okay. Well, I think the platforms are there. There are just too many of us in desperate need of platforms to assist us and to boost us in our capabilities and all of that.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's a really long road. I think that's why as a nation we're just comprised of a really high percentage of late bloomers and people who just never get to realize their dreams, because there's not enough for all of us. And with photography, it's even much worse, because it's not really what can I say? It's not like being a heart surgeon, where you probably don't have 1,000 heart surgeons on one continent. Like, we probably have 10,000 photographers here, and even your normal everyday person just takes out their phone and it's good enough, you know. So we're not in very high demand. So I feel like for anyone at all to come forward and say, look, I'm coming out with a way to help photographers realize their full potential, would just be too much work, you know, sieving out who's. But we do have people who are undoubtedly the best in the field,
right,
by a considerable margin, you know, and I think that just gives them that fair advantage. Everyone else, you know, is just they're stuck on
kick to the curb,
Facebook posting and
yeah,
but
which I feel like is unfair though.
It's not.
Care to explain?
It's just the situation we're in. Like it's unfair. Who's supposed to do what to make it fair? You know? Yeah. Me as a person, I already help anyone I can. You know, anyone I can help, anyone who comes to me for my help. I think that's the least I can do, you know, and that's just that. But not forgetting that for every person who comes under your wing, you're just breeding a new competitor in the future, you know. Yeah, so
it's interesting that you said that you actually say that, because eventually once you share your knowledge to them, they will use that knowledge to their best advantage.
Yeah, which
making them a competitor, your competitor.
Yeah, at some point.
Yeah.
So if you don't grow fast enough, then a lot of people will spring from under you and outgrow you, and
it is what it is.
That's also, it's business. It's not personal.
Business is business.
That's it.
Don't you think that would be an inspirational? Well, not really inspirational, but like it's something that would make you feel good, because you know that you groomed that person or that potential photographer to what they are now. You were part of their journey.
Yeah.
How would that make you feel?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel. You know, I think it would depend on how much I benefit from that. You know, like if I don't, then I'll obviously feel a bit crappy.
Which is what, excuse me, which is what you want to avoid, you know.
Not necessarily, you know, like the way things are. Like I think it's just our human nature to not want people to do better than us, you know, and when they do, I think it's what it is, you know. You need to, you know, you'll feel like shit and you'll just sleep it off.
And bounce back.
Yeah, and bounce back.
Yeah, and
you learn something now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so last question is, what makes you get up in the morning every day, and why should we care?
What makes me get up in the morning? My 6:30 alarm, which I turn off every time.
How many times do you snooze it?
Once.
Once?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't snooze it. I dismiss it.
Oh, you dismiss it?
Yes.
Okay.
No, but I think this is something I've thought about myself. Like, why do I still get up? Why do I still try?
Why do you still try?
I think it's because, you know, I think everyone can feel when they're done, you know. And
that's true.
The fact that you get up, you know, and you make your bed, and it means there's a little hope.
That's true. Yeah,
so you get up anyway, you know, like you know your situation. You're like, you know, I'm not gonna get any calls, and no one's gonna call me. No one's gonna give me work today. like I know it's been that long, the pandemic, the lockdowns, but I'm still getting up for some reason, meaning something's gonna happen. You know, maybe what I need to do then is just enough to get through this. You know, until probably I pop up a good enough idea to start making money in the middle of this, or until this goes away or something. But let me just get up, be alive and alive enough so that if anything does happen, if I do see a problem I can solve somewhere along the road, then maybe that will be my break. You know what? So yeah, let me just get up and keep getting up until I find that. Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
And as for why you should care, I don't know.
But I think you've actually given us more than enough reasons as to why we should care. I think you have. Thank you so much, Tsele, for joining us on The Revolution. It was such an honor to have you here. Do you have any last words that you would maybe like to say to our people?
No, not yet.
So there's another moment where you will actually have the last words to actually say to our people.
Yes, but yeah, I think the most important thing to bear in mind now is that people should just be kind.
I love it.
Just be kind to.
You heard that, guys? Be kind
to one another and be kind to themselves. I say that every day on my live Facebook videos. That you know what? Yeah, everyone's just going through enough as it is. So just be kind. Yeah,
that's it, guys.
Yeah,
that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us here at The Revolution. And all the best in your journey into becoming the best photographer that you can be.
Thank you for coming, and yes.
All right, guys, and that was Tsele Mothebe, a photographer based right here in Lesotho. Thank you so much for watching the very first episode of The Revolution. Make sure that you follow us on our Facebook page, The Revolution, and on Instagram at The Revolution. And also make sure that you are part of the hashtag #ChangeIsNecessary_The Revolution. Thank you so much once again for watching the very first episode, and until next time, peace out.